Oye, oye, Trina Christine Mason here. You know, I couldn't stay away. I just shared this. I have a lot of people who have been live with me, and I saw some commentary as I exited the old video. So I was kind of hoping that they would come here so that I could channel to them some more live information, some more personal healing to these people who are with me live. And anyone that needs that help is going to kind of make themselves known in the commentary. So God only knows what's going to happen next. So let's see who chooses to make their presence known at this time. And I can give more freely. I really hope that I have some people who were here with me during the live stream before. I'm particularly looking for one person who made a comment on the other video. So please, if you're here, say hello. Yes, I know some things aren't really going so well. And there's a lot of things happening that are cutting me away from you. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. My intuition is sending me on a wild goose chase. And I'm getting all these visions for all these things. Hello, Gary Model. So nice to have you. I'm greatly pleased. Bear with me here. Allow me to get some, I would call them bottoms. Some bottoms. Bear with me here. Oh, bother. Cheerio. There we go. Those are fine. Oh, is there better ones? Aloha, aloha. Thanks for making your presence known. One moment. I'm actually preparing to go inside of the bathtub. All right, I think I found what I want. These will do. Wait, they're inside out. One second. You ever put your clothes on inside out? I do that all the time. Yes. All right, so I think that this conversation would be best if I was to be in my element. And so that is what we are going to do. Shall we? Okay. Now again, I am still on the hunt for that particular person who was in the comments before. You think my hair is great? Oh, the water's too hot. Hold on. Thanks. Jinkies! 1 second. Let me put some Epsom salt in my bath. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to use this entire bag. Yeah. Oh no! I got my towel all wet. No! No! It's okay. It's just a little, right? I had it hanging off the side of the tub. And it got in there. Yeah, I kind of wanted to like get in my element. Because like what better place to channel information than here, you know? I love that it seems like the title definitely gathered your attention. However, this intention of this video was to gain those who, almost like fell backwards. Those who were present for the live stream that I was just doing just a few moments before generating this one. Noah! I love Noah. Noah's good people, yo. Noah's mad good people. I know, I have leftover makeup. I'm actually not tired. I do need to wash this off here. I'll let you be present for that. So what I do, here. Oh, you know how we do? This is how we do. I wish I had I need that goat case back, yo. The goat case. Like, it does kind of suck sometimes to not have a device that like hold my beer but hold my phone, you know? Yeah. Alright. I'm still not seeing that person who is talking about the divine use of will. I'm still not seeing you. Are you ready for fun? This is what girls have to do. And this is exactly what it looks like. So if you don't have a girl or a wife, or if you don't play with makeup yourself, this is the beauty process. This is what I do. I use the coconut oil to like, cause like when we do our mascara, we kind of like chunk it up, you know, so it builds it up to make it have like really big eyelashes, so you think we're really, really pretty. Because apparently that's what society finds beautiful. So yeah, I'm in this process, and I always do this before I get in the bathtub because I do not want this going down my drain, because coconut oil will clog your drain. Alright, now that I feel like more myself, let me do like a little bit more coconut oil, like everywhere. I love coconut oil. Bath is almost done. I'm just mixing it up, you know. Okay. Bath is ready for us. So, based on my intention of creating this live stream, entitling it self-help, is like there's a lot of people right now that are going through a lot and that don't understand the will and themselves and their experiences and their own mind. And I'd like to be someone who's almost like a gardener. I'd like to be a gardener to your, how do I say it? Like a gardener to your thoughts. Like I'd like to be the one that helps tend to the weeds of the garden of your own mind. And I plan many different things. I do have to get my own agenda straight. And I guess apparently if I'm going in the water, I just realized I'm probably going to have to add an extra garment of clothing. So, one moment. I think I'll just wear a regular one. Be patient. Patience is key. I'm almost done getting ready. I also don't want to bring my mala. Don't want to bring this. Oh, good. Much more better. There we go. Now it is safe. Apparently. Because there's all these rules when you're a girl, right? All these rules. All these rules when you're a person in society. Woo! Hot, 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 hot water. Un momente. Vape news. Vape news forever. All day long. Just kidding. Oh, Juniper Springs was amazing. I hear ya. See, now I'm kind of getting upset because now we have like all these people who are here and like no one's really commenting on right use of will, and you're attempting to just be in the moment, and now, which is cool, I guess. It just kind of just personally irritates me that exactly the title isn't falling through to be what the title was. Hey, Noah. Hey, welcome back, Sarah. Yes, I've chosen to come back. I guess I should just state it in case the person comes back, or if they're here and they just don't want to make their presence known. Oh, you guys, this water is just way too hot. I'm gonna, like, I don't even know what to do. Like, my feet, like, partially burnt. Like, look how red. Like, I'm so red. Like, this is, it's not gonna work out. A little cold water. I put in so much salt too. So I definitely want to be in here like 25 minutes minimum. So know that this live stream will be going that long from the moment I enter the water. And like if I get in there when it's too hot, it's gonna make me want to faint. So I'm trying to like chill. But to get back to the energy we were on before, I would like to give energy to that person who left the comment on the video right as I was leaving. They were confused about their right use of will. And honestly, when I do my readings for other people, oh, here we go. Make sure all my girl parts are in place, right? Welcome to society where they make you feel bad for being a girl. So it's so hard to convey this, but I'm just gonna like give it off the top of my head. I know it's totally random. So the way that I usually tell this story, in order for a way for you to understand, is almost like in a childlike terms way. And then, yeah, I'm going to be very blunt. If you're allergic to the word God, you're not going to like this if you don't like the word God. But I definitely do use that word because it's the only way that I can express, you know, the story I'm trying to tell. So it goes like, we all have divine will. What that means is like, we can want to do whatever we want. And we can do whatever we want. We were all given divine will. And we can't be mad at God or like, right, anybody. Because we were given divine will. And like, we can tell the story like, maybe God doesn't want me to cut or drink or bang all these people or like be gay or like whatever, right? Stories. Like, but the truth is we have divine will, so we can do whatever we want. We are God. We are the creator. But like, what are we doing with that creation? We can create we can recreate human life and build like our own little people, right? And train them to be good people and things like that. Or we can create situations where we can make people feel bad about themselves. We make art that makes people want to like hurt themselves, right? We have the ability to do any of those things. But what else we like have to point out is also that everyone else has divine will. So therefore someone else could have will that is opposite of yours. So we're in constant co-creation, right? So there's a lot of different paradigms going on. You have to realize that and not take away someone else's divinity, or especially your own. And that's what's happening more than anything else, is so many people aren't being true to themselves. Okay. Yay! Yay! That moment win. This is like a magical moment. Oh. If you've never swam in clothes before, you need to try just once and just feel the experience of when the water slowly touches all of your clothes. And it's awesome. I'm not wearing a dress. Yo, this shirt totally, I'm so short, I totally could make it a dress. That's funny. That's funny. I could make it a dress. Look. Wait. Let me drag it down. And now I have a dress on. Hey! It's a shirt. It's a shirt. Oh, it's a trick. That's me breaking kayfabe, by the way. Kayfabe kill. Oh, dude. Oh, nothing like being in water. And to be honest, like, yes, this is one of the greatest places to be when I'm channeling energy, or if I want to channel energy and access that divinity within me. Water is certainly that magical element that helps. See what? Oh. Okay. All right. So I'm here to offer self-help and spiritual guidance to those who need it and ask for help. I used to be a bad person, you can say, and give readings without people asking for readings, especially if there were people in my toroidal field and they were causing interference with my being. I couldn't help but be triggered and kind of like be like, hey, what's up with that energy? Or what's up with that? Like, yeah, exactly. Like certain stuff that steps through. I freak out a lot of people sometimes with the psychic energy or the things that step through. And sometimes, yeah, people can hate me for it because they don't like that I say that. I mean, it's complicated. To me, that's unconditional love. I'm gonna get into the comments and start a read. Noah's asking. Everybody's asking. I can't lie. Noah's not the first. Everyone's like, how is Juniper Springs? You guys, Juniper Springs, like, I'm gonna have to do a video there properly describing, like, you wanna ask me how it is? It's one of the best places. Like, I've been to all of the springs, and Juniper is where it's at. And at least for me, because I'm a Native American, and like, and a sensitive. So when, like, if you combine those two things, you can feel the Native American land out there. You can feel the peace. You can drink the water in the springs. Like, it's just so pure. It's 72 year round. Sometimes it gets colder outside, and that's when you don't want to go in the water, but I can't lie, I have gone in the water in those times. Next. Interesting, Noah. Interesting. Noah says that the reason why people aren't communicating is probably because people don't want to interrupt your speech. You know, there's no truth in that, because essentially that's giving permission to people taking away their own divinity, meaning that they're not being themselves. They're not being true to themselves. Now, James goes, people will eventually figure out what to say. It's not about figuring out what to say. It's about just saying, and like no filter, and like really loving and accepting and being open to ask questions and to grow, instead of feeling limited, like you can't be, or that you can't express, or you can't whatever. Thank you, Edward, for loving and listening to my energy. I feel you. I feel your heart and your character. You are operating out of what's called higher heart. I can feel that energy, and it causes you to be a soldier to people, like on people's back, letting them know, like, I'm on your back, yo. I'm your monkey. I'll go get them for you if I have to. You definitely got that energy going on. Now, next. I know, Sarah. Onyx Rose, art that makes people hurt themselves. Can you speak about Bird Box, she says. I've spoken a lot about Bird Box in the past, which is what makes Sarah bring this target. And as you may know, if you're part of what I would call our generation, then you will know the insanity of Bird Box that people have been worshiping and enjoying it. And I don't know if you know this, but it's not just in America. This is on a global one world order type scale, okay? There's a reason why we're all watching these programming, right? All this subconscious. Haven't you ever seen the movie Clockwork Orange where they peel our eyes back? What do you think's happening? So this story of Bird Box, from my understanding, it seems like this art, it leaves you on such a cliffhanger. It's so intense. And not just that, but from my understanding, the way that my dad broke it down is that, you know, we live in such a society, and yeah, if you took the blindfold off, you'd want to commit and go, or like, so people, or like, it's that type of depressive type energy that makes people feel that way, if you could really see. And the best way to express that is the They Live movie, right? Like, where you can see with Roddy Piper. I know, I just found out that was actually Roddy Piper, so that's interesting. But it's about that. And it's about, like, exactly seeing things clearly, the mass agenda, about the propaganda, about using sex, fear, and the power of suggestion against you to troll on your divine will. It's so interesting. This does tie into it. There's definitely energies, or hertz, H-E-R-T-Z, and also hertz, yes, experiences, and visual stimuli, and things like that that are being utilized as tools to keep you in a level or energy field of pain or fear or anxiety. I mean, there's many different words for the same feeling, basically, you know? And I know that there's different levels of paradigms to all this, but it's all shadow. But all the shadow isn't necessarily bad, because, you know, our fears are also powerful, because it shows us where we are weak, places we need to strengthen, things that we need to work on, things that we need to face. And however, like, I'll admit that in these depressive states and these fearful states, it makes us not want to create. It makes us want to be codependent and cling on to people and things and places and to be in control. And the more control that you think that you have, the more money, the more stuff, the more relationship, the more people, like the less control you really have. Because you've given all of your power away. Because you think that your power lies in these things that it doesn't really lay in. It's so complicated, such a vortex and a mind fuck that exactly you'll beat yourself up trying to solve the mystery. But once you recognize some of these key components that can really be anchored in to a point where you can shift your consciousness to notice that you are just the perceiver, that there's nothing wrong with anything that's going on until the perceiver goes haywire and it's like, oh my God, that triggers me. Can't have that. Change that person. Do this. Go there. That's all that energy. It's a good thing, though, because it creates a seed of opportunity for you to plant and do something. But if you're using that energy and reacting out of a place of fear, like you're going to create your fear from to happen. The way that I explain this is, let's say I'm behaving from a place of fear. Let's say I really, really like you. And let's say I really, really want you to stay around. So I'm going to come up with all these ways that makes you stay. So I'm going to put on makeup and I'm going to like make sure my hair looks good, or like that there's visuals that makes you want to view, right? Like I'm gonna try to control, or like I'm gonna try to use things that I know that you like to make you say like, oh, you like shoulders? Hey, here's some shoulder. Will you stay? Like it's out of fear. It's not because I really, really love you and I want you to stay and like I'm holding all this space for you to exist with me, but it's because I'm scared and I'm holding on to you and I don't want to be alone that I'm forcing you into this spot. Like that's totally different. That's totally different. You need, like, people need to know that love is not attachment to, not attracted to. Like, all of that is false. That is conditioned. That says if you're no longer attractive, I am no longer in love with you. If you no longer have money, I am no longer interested in you. If you drink, I am no longer interested in you. This is all conditioned. Conditions. Truly. True unconditional love means loving and accepting what is. That means you love and accept all things. That means you love and accept yourself fully. Hey! Yeah, let that be a symbolization of the representation of the energy that's on the planet trying to keep people away from higher frequencies of love and connection, and they would much rather have you be focused on video games and virtual realities like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and like Twitch. What else? Oh, they want you to be fixated on stuff and your health, like physical manipulation stuff. That is all totally false reality, yet is also like part of the only reality that we can like really prove, right? The three-dimensional levels, that's what they use against us to try to trick us. And then they trick us by letting us think it's our thoughts. Like, for example, have you ever been on Amazon, you really like something, and then you go on your Facebook and it's freaking marketing you that product? Or like exactly like you're talking to your friend about like really liking dudes or whatever, and then suddenly you see all these advertisements like, hey, meet these guys. Like they're reading the iridology. There's a real science to this of reading the lights that go through your eyes, and there's also lights that can be processed into the eyes that happens, and the subconscious programming. You can study this if you're into psychology. Like this stuff is mind-blowing, the ability and the things that we can do as a species. And like a lot of people don't know these things, and I gotta be honest, a lot of people don't want to know these things, because I'll admit when I first learned these things, I freaking shut down. I had superior cognitive dissonance. I was like, no. Like I didn't want to believe in mind reading. I didn't want to believe in like Skynet. That's like I didn't want to believe in all these things that were pre-programmed to us in virtual movies or realities. That like exactly that was the intention, was creating these things. And then when you study Elon Musk and you study the satellites and you really learn what's going on, like, to me, that's Bird Box, exactly. That's like, oh my God, my blindfold is off. I can see there's chemicals in the water, and they're putting prescription drugs in the water that accidentally got there. Like, what do you think that these antidepressants and stuff do? I know a lot of you are like, hell yeah, give me the water. Like, at the same time, like, you need to understand that these chemicals, they're turning on or off the neurons in your mind that bring you together with people. So you don't have to feel bad for yourself or hate yourself because you hate people and you want to be alone. or that you can see that people are being bad because some things are happening to our receptors that makes us like animals and be like, get away. Like certain things like trigger us. Like for some women it's men because something bad happened to us by a man, and for some men it's women, so they treat attractive women like crap, or exactly they have all these false belief systems that I can't ever have somebody, or I'm gonna die alone. And a lot of times you live out these stories because they're the stories you tell yourself, and you sold yourself them means that you buy them, you believe them, you reenact them to be true by having behavior mechanisms and thought patterns that causes you to act in such a way. You know what? If you're tuning in and out, I do encourage you to come back and watch this whole entire video if you're just now tuning in. Seriously, there's just so much energy and so much information. Now allow me to tap into the live commentary as well, because we have people that are here with us live, and that's what this was about. It was about catching up in real time. But I also wanted to talk about the book to that one particular person. However, you know, I had already known all the lessons that came up in the book. I had known them because I had been doing the work, and I've been around people who have read the book and who are acting out these ways. So in a lot of ways, I have already known all these things, but then when they were put in such simplified language, it just, I don't know, it's like creates this hole or this portal in my heart that I can suddenly understand and comprehend and love and value and share. Here we go. There you are. I've been waiting for you for 26 minutes and 11 seconds, dude. Okay? I've been looking for you. You. I didn't know your name. I didn't memorize it because you're new. You haven't really talked to me in the past. But I'm very sensitive to energies, and I can feel your abrasive energy and how miserable you are with what, like, honestly, I gotta be so blunt. I'm gonna share with you LaDonna's quote. If your life is shit, then why did you create it? Why did you choose to surround yourself, like these are my words now, why did you choose to surround yourself with these toxic people? Why did you choose to believe that the way that they were treating you was acceptable? Why did you continue to stay in these jobs? Because you were paid X amount of money. Since when was your self-worth degraded to how much you made how much an hour? When were those two in co-creation and co-relation? When did you start believing that you didn't deserve? When did you believe that you had no power? Recognize these things, and please, first off, recognize from the moment you thought them, they were false, they were wrong, they were, I would call them false programmings. Like, we have these thought processes and these situations, these things, and these way of understanding, and it's his story. And it's his story for his stories, you know? And nobody changes anything because nobody really ingrains and anchors these things in. And, when people are doing horrible stuff to themselves in the world, nobody's doing it. Everybody's just block, ignore, deny. That person's in denial. We need to treat everybody like we're children and love one another like children and just see us all as big kids acting out. And, having compassion. I understand exactly. A lot of these kids be acting crazy, right? They're cutting themselves, or they're shooting other people, or they're doing this or that, right? Let me dunk a bit to try to calm down. I wish I had water or juice. I'm like, anyone that sends donations at this time will pay for my groceries. I need to go grocery shopping, and I've been slack-a-lacking. Therefore, I've been going without, which is definitely making my body feed upon what's already there, which honestly I love doing, because I definitely have noticed personally that I access different levels of consciousness and myself exactly by you could say depriving myself nutrients, if that's the way that you choose to see and view it. Though truthfully, you've been brainwashed into thinking that you need to eat as much as you do because they just want you to be consumers, because the more that you eat, the more that you poo, and the more that you poo, the more that your body uses all this work, and yes, exactly, ages you. Because your body uses all this energy. And a lot of times, yes, it's negative energy because you're processing a lot of things, a lot of foods that are shitty, literally. That the body can't process because it's chemicals. You may think that you're all cool because you're vegan, but you're eating Oreos and chemicals that are totally going against the grain of your health. And you have no conscious recognition because all you can think of is, I'm addicted, I want more. It makes me feel good, I want more. Is that not an Alcoholics Anonymous 101 right there? If that isn't, I don't know what is, you know what I mean? That's your addiction. And then once you realize what you've given your power to, and what you choose to worship, then you can kind of set yourself free. But at the same time, a lot of people, they don't want to accept that, and they deny that because then they have to accept responsibility the way that they've been treating themselves. And that's hard too, But I also have to always share the intuitive message on the self-help journey that, do not be angry at yourself. Do you think that, why do you think they made red 40 or blue 6? The company Bayer, who made aspirin, who was originally a dye company, is now using chemical dyes in the foods to make us have ADHD, right? And all these other things that we know that these chemicals do that you can backtrace yourself. It's crazy. And then you just want to mindlessly consume products and not look up what each and every little ingredient means, and how you don't want to believe how you're a living, breathing energy field, and how you're processing your body's living, breathing. Your skin is breathing. It's releasing all that you put on it. You put makeup on your face, ladies and boys, like your face is eating what you put on it. So when you put on that sunscreen, you're putting on propylene glycol in your skin. Propylene glycol, antifreeze. Geez, it's in your vape pens too. Why do you think there's this new vapor pen agenda instead of cigarettes? Wake up! Jeez, it's kind of frustrating. I'm sorry. I'm getting like really emotional, and you could say my heart chakra is overactive because I'm like overly empathetic and I'm overly caring. But to be honest, I'll admit this is also my inner Aquarius. My Venus is in Aquarius. So therefore, the way that I love and share and connect with people is from an Aquarius level, which is definitely from a very intellectual level, along with a level of, honestly, Aquarius is all about helping the whole. And please don't get brainwashed on your sun sign, because I'm a Pisces. My ego self, my sun self comes from my father, the Pisces. So I get all my psychic gifts from him, my depths from him, my artistic nature is the part of him that never came out and is expressed through me. It's all really beautiful divinities. I'm also going to be offering readings to people, but to be honest, the language is so hard. Like, how do I create an online store and then describe my readings? Like, okay, so $50 for this reading, and this reading includes information on why you have a connection with this person. And then I have to list, like, does not need year of birth, or like, exactly, there's all these paradigms of things that go in. I have to type all these things up, and I have to put all that energy into myself. And honestly, I'm fried. Like, this system is fried, basically. Like, my mind, my emotional body, my physical body, I'm just like so done that, like, I don't want to do anything but what what my will is, you know what I mean? And so much of my will is in the moment, and my will is constantly changing. My friend Brian is texting me, reminding me of some things that it's important for me to do. And I'm going to make him film those things. I'm getting visions, so that's the best way to do that. Bear with me here. I'm processing a lot of data. I think what would be best is definitely to catch up in the comments at this time. My mother asked if I want to see it with her. Listen, Sarah, so the reason why your mother is pressuring you into seeing something that everyone else is seeing, please notice that. That's socialism. That's Karl Marxism. It's fucking Stalinism. It's communism. It's communism. It's where they're trying to make everybody think and feel the same things and get everyone in co-creation with one another, and that there's nothing going against the grain, that people aren't having any limited thoughts that are outside the box and the paradigms that are allowed, that are programmed. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of like a computer. That's literally what the World Wide Web is. And that's exactly what we are, by the way. When we combine all of our energy, like, there's a literal science in that, and a little, like, no shit, Sherlock. Obviously, if we all came together and started building something, obviously. But there's also a reason why we've all chosen to be alone. And a lot of it does stem from the way that we have hurt each other. So therefore, we think that we can't just go buy or just set up land or set up shop. There's all this different energy stepping through. I'm just going to intuitively tell you that find your own will. And if your own will is to witness it and be able to process it, and if you're able to come out on the other side, exactly, it might be enlightening. But there's a reason why everyone's talking about it. There's a reason why there was millions of dollars paid to make it. So just keep those things in mind, you know what I mean? As you process that data and be like, why would they want me to see that? Or why would they want me to feel that way? Because know that psychologists and exactly neurolinguistics and all of the sciences that we know literally know how to backwards things, is what I would say. Like, they know what pictures they have to show you to make you feel this way. So you have to ask yourself, why did they want me to feel this, and go through this shift and anchor this in. So, shadow work, Johnny, I don't know if, I'm going to have to do a separate video on shadow work. In this video, I definitely cover data that you're supposed to get, and I apologize, call me egotistical, but I'm not going to repeat what was stated to you. It is in the beginning, and yeah, I'll admit there's a lot of useless dialogue, so you're going to have to really, really want it to see the message that was channeled to you directly. But I am willing to work with you on a personal level and in real time. I do usually charge for my services. I do see that you've been paying investment in. straight up, I'm hearing tarot reading. I would encourage you to book a tarot reading when I make those available. I do 1 card $5, 3 cards $15, 7 cards $25, and the full spread is $50. Everyone else is charging double or triple of what I'm charging, so I do make sure it's known to, like, if you like to leave a tip if you think that it's worth more. That's, I just require those tributes up front, and then exactly if you want to pay more after, you can. I have to memorize that line too, so I can like not deprive myself of that information and other people that I do sessions for. There's also certain paradigms like where I'm not going to allow payment for these things. Like for example, Etsy is where I plan on using, and Etsy takes like, I'm not sure if they take like 40% or if like PayPal and them take a cut. Like I really need to figure things out. Maybe just to start, I'll just do my normal rates and then try to figure out how much they're taking, and then when my wallet starts hurting, like maybe I'll increase my prices, or maybe I'll just start doing 5 instead of 7 and just do like a $2 increase and see what happens. I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm learning through experience, and I'm just sharing all of my experiences with you, no filter. Boxed ginger lemon water. See, honestly, instead of buying alkaline, like honestly, if you are buying alkaline stuff or stuff that's marketed as alkaline, and if you're not doing a pH test kit on it yourself, then you're lost. Because just, you need to know that like alkalinity loses its shelf life after X time, and there's a lot of different things that are going on. And if anyone that's owned a Kangen water machine would know these things, you know, but you don't know these things, and I don't own a Kangen water machine, and I know these things, but I would love a Kangen or something that's like Kangen, but they're like thousands of dollars. So if anyone wants to pay it forward and hook me up with that, I mean, I'm open to it, but exactly, like I'm kind of in a temporary house right now. Or like exactly, it's so temporary, I don't know how long it's going to last, in other words, exactly. So like, it would be a lot of work to set it up, but exactly, I'd be willing to utilize the space to learn how to set those things up. And honestly, I would give that water away to everybody. I would. I noticed a difference myself, and I did an experiment on flowers, and if I had my own machine, I would do that experiment on camera. Maybe I should reach out to some people that I know that has one. Man, there's so much shit going on. I'm channeling all this energy. Wreck. I'm feeling somebody who just passed away is like coming out of awakening. Sometimes when people pass away, we get put into cocoons, you guys. You get put into like a cocoon. Some people call it there's a shitty word for it in the Christian world or Catholic world or whatever it's called. Excuse me. I'm uneducated, so excuse my language. But it's called purgatory, and it's like where like a waiting room or whatever. Exactly, it's like a waiting room. And like that's basically what the cocoon is. Like until you're ready to come out and handle all the energies that you were facing when you were out, like you're in the cocoon. And I have a friend who's in the cocoon right now, and he can hear me every time I talk to him. It's pretty crazy. I can feel the energy, and it's a lot. This person passed away from cancer, and he's a pro wrestler. He means so much to me, and he did so much shadow work on this planet. It's stories for a lifetime. I'm surprised he didn't write a book. There are so many things that are meant to go on, and there's so many people that are meant to carry his legacy, but exactly if their heart's not really there to live out what Rex wanted, then it's not going to happen. I might need to reach out to his girlfriend or something like that. I'm getting visions right now. I need to reach out to Chasen Rance, my wrestling instructor, in order to get to that. Are you saying that having your voice down out my interior dialogue is because the technology... You definitely have an interesting way of processing things, Johnny, and I appreciate you sending the donation, having such value and respect and honor in your character. I see what you're doing there. I value that. I do. I don't care if people are broke, to be honest. As a matter of fact, there are forms of payment that has nothing to do with money. I almost called you Kitty. Sarah, can you write, I don't care if you're broke down on that too? There's energy on there that needs to be exposed, because some people are real broke spiritually or like emotionally and mentally. Like they're not invested in love or healing, or like it's complicated. And I'm also meant to channel to you how a lot of people go broke or without in the physical because it's forcing you to go within so you can get more rich on a spiritual basis. And it's kind of something that the higher self or God or whatever you choose to give language to does in order for it to get to know itself. So this is like a very deep, intimate time for you to get with yourself if you feel like you're going without right now and you feel all this lack. But also what's wrong is your lack. You need to focus on really all that you have, and see all that its value and all that it's worth, because it's all worth something, even though you may not be able to understand and process that right now. Hello, PT. Welcome, Prophet. Nice to have you. Oh, so Venus and is my Mars in Aquarius? Or are you saying that Venus and Mars are in Aquarius now? I know there's some weird stuff going on in the heavens. I don't really fully understand astronomy, although I am attempting to learn and anchor down. I love making people emotional. It's the reason, it's part of it. Meditation and motion. Oh my God, Johnny, yes. That was one of my favorite visions that I've had recently, where you could say the divine or my higher self, or exactly, I painted this picture in my mind where I got to know or realize that a couple different things. Like, I definitely wanted to cover ATCG. ATCG is how we share the same nucleosides as plant and animals. That says that basically we have the same mother, we come from the same place. And it's so beautiful. Like, even though we all have that same genetics, literally, scientifically, I cannot dig a hole and plant two plants next to each other mindlessly, because they both have different roots. They both came from different places. They all have different energies, and therefore some of them will literally suck the life, the energy from the other plant. And it doesn't mean anything wrong. It's just literally they both cannot create in a certain amount of space next to each other. Okay? But it doesn't mean that we all can't coexist. It's just a certain amount of sacred space. I have a lot of emotional discharge to do, for sure. And there's a lot of things I'm still holding on to, and a lot of it is definitely anger. Definitely a lot of anger. And that's all shadow work, because the anger is really sadness and attachment to expectations and things not going the way that I had wanted to manipulate and envision them. And sometimes a lot of my envisions are actually spiritual, so then it kind of makes me angry when like people aren't in co-creation with that, when they're of that same plan and they don't see the divinity that they are. So the way that I express that is like, sometimes I'm talking to people's higher selves. Like, I'm not even talking to you. Like, you're not even hearing me. It's your spirit. It's your heart. I mean, there's tons of words. It's your truth. And there's something of you that keeps you listening. Sometimes you don't even know what it is, but that's why I say I'm talking to your higher self. I don't know how else to explain it to you. And it's kind of my job to bring people to their higher selves and to wake up. Like, that's kind of been the thing that I've chosen to live for, or like the reason that I actually, honestly, in the full truth, that's why I chose to make a contract with God and come down to this third dimensional plane and no longer be just a consciousness. I had a yearning to come down and do something in the physical realm and create, and like being of all these higher consciousness and all this all-knowing, and then trying to bring it down is just one of the most difficult things ever. It's so hard not to take yourself out, or just think energies of, man, I just want to go home from where I came. And you know that home is with basically the energy that is called God, and I know that I can't get home to that energy unless I fight with all my might. Like, I can't just be like, oops, in the middle of the battle, he took me, oops. I can't be all that dreamy and romantic. I have to, like, sincerely, with my heart, soul, and spirit, fight with my might to be here. And then when I finally lose the battle, then I get to go home. You know, I've known that for so long. Yes, boiling water and creating distilled water is certainly a way. Oh, hugs. Hugs can be the greatest payment if you actually have a heart. You know what I mean? If you're actually in touch with that and it's coming from a loving place instead of a rape and take place where you just sucked your heart into yourself and you don't even know who you are anymore or what you want to do and what your will is. That's what this is all coming down to. Money is not the only avenue of energy exchange. This is true. However, in the world that we live in right now, we cannot deprive our brothers and sisters of the energy exchange of money, because this is what has been created for us to live and breathe and create and have freedom to go places and to do things. Like, a lot of us have been limited, and therefore we need this tool that has been used as a form of manipulation and control that makes people want to kill themselves and each other over. We have to use it for the right use of will, for the right reasons, right? To help one another, to share it, to grow, to buy things. Like, why do you think that let's just point something out. Why do you think there's not a single major corporation, industry, restaurant that is all organic? Why do you think any restaurant that does anything like that suddenly has a mishap? Like Chipotle, right? Like, there's all these different energies, but why do you think that is? Why do you think the major food companies like Amazon and companies like that are voting against labeling our food from knowing what's in it? Why would they vote? Why would their vote be against it? why does it matter to them that we don't know? The water doesn't always calm me. As a matter of fact, sometimes the water really triggers me because I want to swim or I'm scared of what's in the water. There's a lot of different things that happen. Welcome, Steven. Welcome. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Oh, my Mars is in Aquarius too. So I'm at war with helping the collective, and it's what I live and what I fight for is helping. Wow, my Mars. Thank you, Sarah, for showing me a little bit more about myself that I didn't really understand at that time. Thank you. You're in St. Pete. I go to St. Pete sometimes for some Insane Clown Posse shows, so I'll make sure that the public knows when I'm going there again. Steven. Yeah, we got a lot of this, boy. Yeah, I know. We got some of this, that Sagittarius energy. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there's like some superior fire energy that is definitely causing some Kundalini activations. And yeah, you're going to want to waste it and spill your seed on the ground. I'm going to tell you from personal experience, I've been bottling in that energy and bringing it up, dude. And bringing up that energy and holding in all that energy instead of like releasing it gives me so much energy to do some other shit that I normally wouldn't have the energy if I would have just, you know, released like that way. Like, so I've been holding out. And like, yeah, I'll admit that creates a little bit of aggression in me, which is great though for creating, you know, it's like, it's pretty great. So you gotta like know what's up. And that's also that there's a reason why like we live in such a porn accepted society type thing, why they're like taking away the sacredness of like nudity and like bonding with people in such an intimate way, you know, like there's a reason why there's all this tainted energy happening to that stuff, dude, because like exactly, if you aren't mindful who you share DNA with, there's all of these exchanges that happen for generations, you know. It's not just like when you like just one time and then oh that DNA you never shared again. Like this is constantly integrated in your being and you're still processing all of your ex-partner's shit, so you better know who you're letting inside of you or out, right, or like on you, or like in your toroidal field even, period, you know, because these things even happen on non-sexual levels. But yeah, when we have sex, it's a much more intensified energy level, and this is some superior like occult ritual magic, which is why it's so freely given to the masses to abuse. That and blood, to be honest, people don't know it, but blood's inside in a lot of our foods, and it's a natural ingredient. And I know that sounds disgusting, but that's like I can't. It's so hard to explain. And like I'm still learning, so until I'm fully anchored in with that data, I won't be able to share that information with you until I fully learn it myself. So please be patient with me in the process, and I'm thankful for those of you who see the value that I serve at this time. There will never be no fluoride in the water. You will have to stick to drinking distilled water. Again, there is a reason why distilled water has been mass marketed as wrong for you, just like cannabis was. That cannabis will make you go insane. That's the only easiest way to make the people know, because now we have tons of science that shows cannabis is good, even though there's all this mass propaganda, you know, created by people with millions of dollars paying for all those marketing, giving the mass agenda the other way. My Chiron is in retrograde. What does that mean? Am I retrograde now, or am I retrograde when I was born, Sarah? Does that mean now, or when I was born, on my chart, born? Wow, my Chiron was in retrograde. You understand that? I came into the world with like, to me, Chiron is Cupid. That's what I think of. Exactly, like kind of like injured love. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Thank you. I don't really know what a lot of these things are, but like it means if retrograde to me, exactly, things are slowed down. So my learning is slowed down, my teaching is slowed down, my dark shadow work was slowed down, and my wounded warrior was like at like a low. So what I would like to know exactly, there's some type of importance going on in being able to understand the stars now. And then not just that, but where my stars align. Like it's so hard to explain, but every chart is different. It's really hard. I know he's the wounded warrior. Oh, he's the wounded healer, not the wounded warrior. Interesting. Malcolm, there's a lot of things that are inside your juices and your drinks that you may not want to be drinking if you'd like to keep continuing raising your consciousness. Anything that says natural flavors in it, attempt to remove your addiction to it. A lot of these things may taste really great. Watch out for that. Watch out for citric acid. Anything that has red 40, food coloring, blue, yellow, yellow 6, whatever. Avoid anything that you see with that. And you'll see how quickly, like, almost everything has that in. There's certain companies, I can tell you what companies too, like Gatorade, Nestle. Nestle owns Dasani. Ocean Spray. Starbucks. A lot of people use this Sonomax company, and that's all stem cells that are being put inside our foods. And if you had to really wrap your head around what you're ingesting. Wow. Sarah, you definitely have a very interesting way at understanding things. I've always pushed you to please continue your studies. That's what makes this so great. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to have millions of dollars. You can choose to put in like 10 hours a day and truly dedicate yourself to higher learning and really commit. Like, I'm going to learn how to build websites, or I'm going to learn how to study these charts, and then I'm going to do this once I learn that. I'm going to offer these services. I'm going to do this or that. But you have to like really, really dedicate yourself and make the choice and commit. Mindfulness is everything. And I think that exactly you've just been having a hard time figuring out your own will, especially since, again, like all those pressures had happened to you. Like your family's telling you this, and then you feel this pressure to be this way, and then society tells you to be this way. And you're just trying to find the divinity that you are amongst all of that. And I know it's a very gentle and intricate pattern. And just know that, like, something that stepped through when I was on ayahuasca, the message that she gave me was about, you know, you need to stop being angry that you're not being held, or that you're not with the people that you want to be with, or that you're not where you want to be, or you don't have the money that you want. Because the truth is, we've been holding all of this space for you. Everything that you have is just space, and it's what's needed right now for you. And even though you may not understand why or how it's good right now to have all of these things, but it's just part of the process, in your process for building. And you would not have respect or fortitude had you have not gone through these experiences. So it's all part of the making, you know. So literally see Mother Earth, basically imagine all the space that is around you, and just know that that is its own way of wrapping its arms around you and holding you right now at this time, showing you that this is the way things are meant to be right now, and you are just the perceiver and the witness that is coming to watch all that is ever present. And it's up to you to create with that and to share what you have experienced. And exactly, there's a lot of his stories going on, and a lot of opportunity to change what is. But first, you must accept what is as is before a conscious awareness can be brought into a stage where one can make a collective energetic effort, where it's good for all of co-creation to have these existences. And you know that the opportunity is right when the opportunity presents itself. And you must know sometimes when opportunities present themselves that they are tests. It's so complicated. And it's really kind of just a test of for yourself to figure out who yourself is. Who are you once the situation is laid upon you? I know that you have made the state of the case that you want this or that. But now that this is in front of you, how do you handle it? What are you going to do with it? Yes. Yes. We can also grow our own herbs and create our own teas. But society has kind of removed a lot of these old ancient physical ways that we used to be with this artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence is removing some of the beauty and the techniques that have been manifested after all of these centuries of man existing on this planet. And you guys just want to forget and indoctrinate and rewire? What is the eighth house? You're teaching me so much today, Sarah, and I'm actually anchoring this stuff in, which is wild. So is the fourth house usually family? So therefore Chiron being in the family house? Because isn't fourth house Cancer too? I'm still learning all this stuff, dude. I appreciate everything you're sharing, dude. I'm trying to process. Woo. My eighth house. Let me look at that again. Chiron is in the 8th house. 8th house. 8th house. Isn't 8 death to the old to make way for the new? So what is that? Is that Scorpio's house? What is that? Bro! Damn. Yeah, man, on an ancestral level, there's Masonic rituals in my family. That's how I know about that shit. Yeah, man. It's Scorpios. Wow, I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'm so good. And Scorpio is also other people's money. There's energy like that. Occult. Wow. I've been injured in that house. I know that. And that's why I inherited into this life. And I have to share all these truths. That's the shadow work, Sarah. I have to include that. You know how embarrassing that is to have to admit that your family lineage, like, what happens to the royal crowns? Like, to actually talk about those things, about the incest that have happened for generations on a global scale. So you can try to pretend it didn't happen in your family, but I promise it did. I promise. It's just part of the creation of all that is. And that's why people are so into the keeping it in the family fetishes. There's, like, exactly because you intimately know these people. There literally aren't any other people around. It's nothing personal, and you can try to make it all disgusting and pedophile you want, but really that's also your attachment to. Celion, I don't know what that is, sir. I'd have to learn more. What is Targaryens? Oh, what about Game of Thrones? I'm so confused. Ginger tea is really good for you. Ginseng is also great for males. My face, dude. I am tired. My soul is tired. My soul is tired. Ginger heals sexual tension. Wow, thank you. I have so much ginger, fresh ginger in the fridge that's been kind of just going bad as I go through my sexual tensions. It makes so much sense. Wow. What about incest? Oh, yes, incest. Yes, yes. Yes. Game of Thrones is the way that they've made people feel more comfortable with their lineages. That's true. But the Freemasons, the Masons are of a much more dark occult ritual, like using children's energy and blood and exactly like taking a life as like a form of offering to the gods, right? A lot of abuse, a lot of psychological abuse, a lot of witchcraft, basically, like using colors, like even using colors as a form of tricking somebody would have been considered witchcraft back then. And that's exactly what's happening in today's society. Yeah, blood sacrifices, man, like meaning like they kill animals and leave them, like just to kill them, just to offer the blood to the gods and leave them in the roads, like energy like that, like which seems like no reason, like they don't even eat it. This is like ancestral stuff, man. And I'll be honest, I'm about to start a book on that too. I'm not really in a position to be helping people, which is, I mean, like I am, but like I'm also not, because it's a time where I'm supposed to be working on myself, you know? And like, I just cannot thank enough the people who have held the space and booked sessions with me, because this has allowed me to do this work full time and be available to other people, like in the moment when they reach out. You know, I have been, like, even if I am going through my own stuff, a lot of times somebody will reach out to me, and if I feel like I can help them at that time, yeah, I'm going to drop my seva, drop my service to myself. That's not seva, excuse me, but seva is selfless service. But basically drop what I'm doing to help to change my path and incorporate someone else into my path that has been given to me, of course. And like, I'll admit, like, I deal with like a lot. I deal with a lot of people who are suicidal, and like to a lot of extremities. Like, exactly. Like really, like, I know that there's people that do it for attention, but like I've dealt with energies that are so sincere and serious, and like, exactly, having to hold that space. And honestly, I own a piece of artwork by Jack Kevorkian, and for anyone that knows who that is, could empathize the energy that I feel. And I'm getting visions of actually having almost like a healing center, or like exactly like I own some type of land, like someone's gonna help me get that or something like that. I can't see. I'm getting visions of it though, and I see Jack Kevorkian on the wall. Like that's a symbol for that form of meditation. And I know exactly what it is. It's a death meditation, and it has to do with attending your own funeral. Oh man, I gotta talk about all those things during the shadow work probably, but like maybe we'll just end up having a couple videos on shadow work. I don't know. I would love if you did that, Malcolm, because I don't know how to do that. And I struggle with that. Definitely having issues. My throat chakra is bad. Real bad. Like, look. Third eye has also been bad. Yeah, all the chakras are kind of like out of whack. Manipura, big time. Root is kind of like underactive. Sacral, Manipura is like definitely big. Heart is definitely way bigger than usual. Throat, it feels like it's under pressure, like a diamond. Third eye feels cloudy. And then crown, like it almost doesn't even feel there, like exactly like it needs to be anchored back in. So I definitely need to get some Reiki. I do. Reiki's $45 when I get it. So if anyone wants to pay for my Reiki, $45 donation, please. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm like, part of me is like, again, like, excuse me, but I feel so fried. Like I feel like emotionally spent, financially spent, like mentally spent. And like, I'm just like irritated with even existing sometimes. Like I'm getting in such a mood that's like, I don't want to do anything. You know, like a kid. Like, I don't wanna. Or it happens on other levels. Like depression, exactly, like shut down. Like, I don't want to do anything. I just like coddle up by myself in my own embodiment. And then exactly, I just sit with my own energies, just sit in my own shit and lay in it, basically, you know? And sometimes I know that I find great pleasure in doing so. Because sometimes it takes these moments of weakness in order to admit defeat and therefore to ask for help. Because I freaking hate asking for help. I've definitely been more comfortable asking for money or help or whatever help that I need, like mental guidance or just physical encounters, or just exactly like some people I do feel very comfortable stating my needs, and other times I just feel such shame and embarrassment for who I am that it's hard to admit what I need, because it's like I don't want people to know that I'm in need, or that I don't want to accept that I need or that I want. One thing that comes up is like I feel like I need help breathing. I need help gaining the will to breathe. I need help releasing some of these things that I hold on to and deny that make it difficult for me to breathe and be. I need help figuring out how to spend my money sometimes. And like, I know that people are like, oh, I can help you, like the ego thing. Like, no, I mean like serious, like to sincerely not desire from a place of just instant gratification. Like, for example, yesterday I was so miserable because of some experiences I was going through and the way that people were treating me and perceiving me and the things I had to do. So what I do? I bought myself a $10 ice cream. And like, I started to feel bad for me. I started to feel like, God, you're so stupid. How could you know this is bad for you? You know that sugar's bad for you, and you know you're going to feel like shit after you eat it. And you just, but still, in the moment, I was like, oh, nom, so good, ice cream, yeah. Right? But like long-term wise, I know, but like I also felt a guilt in spending that money on myself because that day I had not made any money. Like there are days where I don't make a single penny. All of my income is what I call if-come. If it comes. I never know how much I'm going to make, ever. A lot of people have like stable jobs and exactly have created a form of career that they just have this precision of decimals of always making their bills, or exactly they know where all their money goes. And I'll tell you the truth, I don't. I am so free spirited and so free willed and so like out there. Exactly. Like I struggle with structure, and personally I choose not to have structure. Like again, like I can bitch and complain about the lack of structure I have, all that I want, but frankly there is a great beauty in being your own boss, a great beauty in being alone, and like a great beauty in uncertainty and of the if come. Like it is an ultimate surrender that is so empowering. And exactly, it makes every time I am paid a blessing. Or like, wow, like I feel like that's a sign that I'm on the right track. Like I like there that's an investment for me to make into myself. Like now I have money so I could go buy stocks or food or kitty litter, or like now I can buy organic food instead of like pesticide food, right? All these stories that we can tell that come with money. And like a lot of us have like negative attachments. I know that I've had negative attachments where I felt like I didn't deserve money, or like I found myself in positions that once I made like X amount of money, I couldn't ever make any more. And like I had this belief system that that's all the money that I needed and I didn't deserve any more because everybody else needed it. Shitty sayings like that. And then I had people in my life who just treated me so badly, who just took advantage of me and took so much energy from me and just expected so much of me and drained my energy that it made me feel like I should have been paid for the way that I had been treating and for what I had to deal with. And then I had to realize that it was my own personal choice to put myself through these experiences. And though the person may be clearly suffering to the point where they're causing me damage, that does not mean that I have to put myself and subject myself to a place of being where I am consciously hurting myself and consciously surrounding myself with people who do not care about my overall good. There are people who will push you to do things that make you feel so uncomfortable with yourself, who will rape and take your identity, who will basically shave your head and make you, strip you of yourself, of your all of your ID and all of your labels that you have on yourself, and they will challenge you and they will try to make you be the person that they want you to be, because they have this story of this person who's going to be with them. They have this story of this friend, this companion, and then they see all of these potentials, all of these expectations in you. And then when you do not fill them, they get upset at you and they hate you and they treat you poorly and they make you question yourself and your divinity and your value because you do not meet up to who they want. And frankly, they can't even be that for themselves. So there is this constant rage and constant search and seek outside of themselves where nothing can fill this void within you, to the point where it makes you want to try to control and change and manipulate and seek so much outside to go without, to go within. You refuse to go within. Like that is the most simplest thing. And I feel like, if I'm completely honest, like these realizations honestly came to me on an LSD acid trip. And it was my third experience ever. My first one was a microdose. My second one was 2 tabs. And yes, I totally empathize. I've heard all the stories on why you shouldn't do it and why it's bad. And honestly, it grows on bread, and I don't really want to get into that right now. But something that came up on the substance was how, you know how we have like all these like little things that just are so simple that they go right over people's heads and like doesn't make sense, but really like they hold so much, and that's why they're so simple. Like people dumb them down. And I wish I had written down some of those simple phrases that stepped through during the trip. But it just like, it made me have so much empathy for the things that are so simplified and that people can't understand. And I guess one of those things is about simply being. People don't understand what it means to just be. They think that being means that they have to consciously pay attention to their breath, or that they have to change this, or they have to drop what they're doing, or like they put all these conditions of what being is, and that is all fake. Being is what comes naturally without your attachment to control, withhold, add to, etc. For me, something that stepped through on the acid, I guess, is also about the silence. There is so much being spoken in the moments of silence, And it's on a global scale. Like, even things that you're not saying, there's all this space that's being held for all these other things. So right now, as we have a moment of silence, you can feel it. A lot of you can hear the noise in your own head and all the messages and all the energies that steps through. All I can say is that God wants to talk in the silence. And that's when all of these higher selves, intuitive messages are going to come down from the higher consciousness, when you can be in a state of relaxation. But for as long as you are in these states of fear and irrational behavior and acting out in ways that do not serve you or anyone else, then you will realize what you are creating. So I challenge you to constantly ask, what are you creating? It's your Manipura. And most of all, are you coming from the heart? And if you're coming from the heart, is it coming from a broken heart? Are you acting out things that are releasing? You know, do you feel that you no longer have control over what your will is to do? Do you will to do harmful things and therefore you feel a need to control yourself? Sometimes, as you can see from reading the book, if you go back and read The Right Use of Will, or listen to it, what I just read out loud to you in the video before this one, you will see, That's all I can say. Well, guys, I'm getting really hungry. Kind of on a spiritual level, and yeah, I do not feel that I am being given back to equally as much as I am giving at this time. If you choose at any time when you can to pay it back forward, I welcome it and I thank you. Though at this time, like, I can feel. You make me feel like I should end every chant with an om. You do. I'm like, let me fix my shirt into a dress. I totally need to, like, frankly shave my armpit. Like, my hair has been getting a little bit out of control. And, like, yeah, I wanna shave my hairy legs that really aren't that hairy but are hairy to me, because I've been conditioned by society to believe what hairy is and that girls are supposed to shave. Yay! I love Sarah. Daylight come and I still love the girl. Hey, Malcolm Prophet, it's really weird that you say that, because the first time that I did acid, I swear to God, I was God. Like, I felt like God, because I felt like I saw all the people as, like, my little children, and I was seeing them all, like, fight against each other, the brothers and sisters, and then all of them are, like, coming up to me, like, talking to me, like, asking for help and asking for all of these things. And then it's like, whoa, children, chill. And, like, I had to be that guy. Like, that's totally what happened. And you're the first person that I've ever shared that with. I should probably write that in my diaries, but that was, like, really cool. And then, like, I had, like, this super realization, like, if I am the divine inherited in a body, like, I then realized how much I needed to do. And then I, like, fully understood, like, the goddess energy and, like, exactly the appreciation of the soul. You know how they do readings in reading the lines in your hand? I bet you there's readings in the souls. I bet you. Like, look, like, each and every line. I bet you. And I also am willing to bet that each foot is different. Like, I bet, like, all the lines on this one is just like in the hands, like, opposite on the other. I would love to study spirituality and, like, line reading and all that stuff on that. That would be really cool. What's that smell? My foot smell? That makes me want to do, like, another thing. I'm like, anybody ever do this? Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? Aww. Blush. You know, you always make me feel so uncomfortable when you donate, because, like, you're the second girl ever to ever, like, pay me. Let me rephrase that. Like, I've had girls pay me that wanted, like, my services, that wanted a tarot reading, or that frankly, like they wanted to be trained how to be a dominant woman, like I train girls, right? You're like the only person, second person, because Kitty did it too, that comes from a place of superior love, that I can tell that like you're not giving to get something back. You're giving to like make an example, is one, to show like, hey people, this lady's offering a service and like we should totally show her we're thankful. Like there's some of that, and then there's some of it that's like just sincere, that's like, oh, I love you, here, go buy some groceries, girl, like on me. Get some blueberries. Like yeah. I just feel your energy so strong, and like the energy that I get from it right now is I feel like you just came up to me and you just hugged me and you kissed my cheek. And I'm left like, hey, like almost like a kid in school, like, oh my god, someone has a crush on me, they just kissed me. Like inner kid stuff, energies, like non-lesbian, you know, not to be weird, you know, I'm trying not to be weird. Like, not that I have anything wrong with lesbians, so I'm like, I'm not trying to hit on you, but I'm just like, exactly, I'm just sharing all that heart and all that love. Gotta give a shout out to you, man. I gotta give a shout out to you because exactly, like, I've noticed when your energy's around me, and like when you make your presence known, and when you're being yourself, and exactly when you paid me for a session, just like, dude, like I don't know how else to explain it other than like those emotions, those expressions, and like the pain on my face from smiling so much right now. Like trying to chill. I'm like, John needs to chill. I'm too happy. But like seriously, like you just lifted my heart and you empowered me, and I feel like you gave me a big boot in my butt basically, and you pushed me so hard forward. And exactly, like even your donation right now is kind of a little bit of a foot in the ass. It's like, girl, today's the last day for you to get groceries. You got company coming. You better tighten up, you know? I'm kind of just killing time right now on the live stream, you know, all these things stuff through. Danielle, I really, really want you to read or listen to the thing that I channeled on the video before this, the right use of will. And I got to give a shout out to you for your diligence, because I can feel your energy. What I mean when I feel your energy, and like I might freak you out, but I'm just going to say it, no filter. I feel you coming on my videos, and I feel you pausing them. And I feel you get up and go get a snack or go have a smoke or something, take a break, and then you start it again. I can feel you doing that. I know you might be saying, holy shit, how'd she know that? But like, I'm just like, it's in my Manipura. That's that claircognizance, that clear sense of knowing. And you have that too. And I know you do. And you know what to do, and you know how to be you and how to express you. And you've expressed yourself in so many different ways. And you share so much of the same shadow work that I'm working through. So I do highly encourage you that when I choose to make this shadow work video and I put on my black lipstick and have fun with it or whatever I choose to do, I might do black and red actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna have fun with it, okay? But I definitely want to do some shadow work. I'm gonna definitely do a more occulty, gothic-y look. I have a lot of personal shit to share, so it's going to be like really uncomfortable for some of you to hear, but if you really love me, exactly, you're going to hold that space with me. And I'm thankful for those of you who have chosen to make my baggage your own. And like, I apologize for those of you that I haven't been able to take on your baggage and help you, and that I may have hurt you because of all that I carry. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm perfect in any way, and although I do find enjoyment, you know, in the play that we have played, where those of you have called me goddess and we have done these games, I do definitely want to play on that goddess role and the findom and all these things. I have so much stuff I want to do, and I might do it today, okay? So I might expect me to go live, or I honestly might have to just do the video instead of going live, because people are totally going to distract me. Or maybe that will be a test. Maybe that'll be a test. But yeah, I meant to do a couple findom videos, and like maybe today isn't the day, and that's me forcing it. Like I need to really get my ducks in a row to really make sure that these get delivered the right way. It's a lot of pressure to be me, to be honest. To be the me that I am, and then to fully be me is hard. And like I feel the pressure, and I feel the pressure not to be me. You know what I mean? Like people easing me and giving me comfort, be like, it's okay, you don't gotta do that right now. Like, fuck you! Like, how do you know what I need to do? I know I need to do it, I'm telling you I need to do it, so be that fire under my ass when I'm asking you. Please be that fire under my ass, please. Ah, man. Dude, Danielle, I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that. T-Money. I'm stealing that. I'm going to use T-Money when I do the financial domination video. I'm going to be flashing mad wads of cash. It's going to be my rent money. If you're watching that, you're the only person that's going to know that. And yeah, got some psychological warfare coming for people and money. Some things that I want people to think about. Some things that I'm going to be thinking about. Okay? I have some other things I'm meant to do too. But I'm going to have to make the videos targeted to that and not be all spiritual as the depths of this video is. Because this video is very personal. And only people who are meant to see this are experiencing this now. And for all eternity, on the eternities that they experience it. So thank you for holding all of this space. And if you're watching this at a later date, I think it'd be fun for everyone to comment in the comments what date it is, you know, to try to like see like how long does this last? How long will YouTube be around? How long will be allowed to share these messages? How long will my existence be welcomed on YouTube as I am discussing all of these things and sharing all these things, you know, in the society that we live in? You guys, I'm so hungry. I'm hungry and I'm thirsty. You know what? I think I'm going to take a break, but I'm going to bring you with because I'm going to get my juice with you. Let's drip dry. Gotta drip dry so I don't soak the house. Today's February 1st. Jesus, I feel like I'm going to faint. Oh, man. Yeah. 26 days until my birthday, or should I say 25? I'm turning 27. I'm approaching my Saturn's return soon. All right, I'm bringing you with. I'm dripping water all through the house because I just don't care, and I need my juice right now. I also got all these great teas. Man, my living room reeks of what's it called? It reeks of hold on. Oh God. Hold on. I'm dying. Yeah, I'm soaking my kitchen. Let me add this other juice to that juice. Oh, you guys. Oh my God, I'm dying. Excuse me. Yuck. Ugh. I've been making these concoctions of juices at home. I've been doing like organic beet juice, organic apple juice, all these different juices. And then what I do is I add apple cider vinegar to it when I'm done. And like doing that, sometimes I overdo it, you know? Hold on. Still killing myself here. Oh, yuck. And I'm like, take me back to the water. And I need hot water. Oh, God. I don't feel good. Lay down. Oh, there we go. Woo! Hey. All right. The roof of my mouth, man. Yeah. Oh, it's sour. Oh my God. You should totally, that's totally a beautiful feng shui thing for you. You should make that your prosperity corner with like citrine and golden healer quartz and selenite. And aquamarine. That's the messages that I'm getting for you. Oh, and adding hot water feels so good. Try not to like overpopulate the tub though. I wonder if this will work. I can multitask now. All right, so you hold on 1 second. I'm trying to reach for my coconut oil. Yeah, I totally am a mermaid, aren't I? So, let's just get down to it, shall we? Well, where's my tool? There we go. Do it. Yeah, I feel you, man. What's in bulk? What is that? What is that? I'm just like, get these off of me. I'm so OCD. I know that some girls like aren't shaving their armpits anymore, but holiday? That means a holiday? It's a holiday. Oh yeah, it's February 1st. It's the holiday of that. Is that Celtic? Oh, pagan holiday. Ew. I'm totally doing my leg too, bro. Let's multitask here. We can chat and do self-healing. Bridget's Day. What's that? What's Bridget's Day? What is that? What is that? Waiting. I'm like so OCD. I'm trying to get like every little hair. Gaelic traditional festival marketing the beginning of spring. I thought Venus was also the symbol for that too, and that's what that famous painting is. Imbulk, like how do you say? I don't know how to spell it or how to pronounce it. I kept wanting to say imbecile. Is that bad? That's pretty bad. I think that's bad. Shaving the knee is always a nuisance, dude. It's scary. Ancient start of the year, new beginnings. Interesting, so this officially marks the new year for them. This is totally ASMR right now, by the way. So is there somewhere in the world right now where people are actually having a festival, like where people are coming together in the community, like in the country or something, where they're where people are feasting or something, or anything like that going on? Like maybe even in Salem or. Always the worst part to get. And like I'm so sensitive, I do everything based on feeling. I can't. I'm gonna have to read that comment again. Kind of went quick. Yay! It's to my OCD approval on one leg, for the most part. She says, pretty sure celebrations would be taking place today in various locations, various places. I thought I read something else. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right, one more, and then I'm finally done with all the real work I gotta do in the tub. Still could wash my hair and stuff, but this is the work I've been procrastinating. Can you like spell out the pronunciation? Is it embolic, embolic, or I want to know how to pronounce it. I've procrastinated this for so long. It's such a job to take care of yourself. Yes. Interesting. You must spend a lot of time reading Prophet. Yay! I'll have to study that more today. Almost done. Yay. Sometimes I think if I could just not produce leg hair anymore that I would. But then I also like to think about like, well, why do we have leg hair? Like, isn't it to keep me warm? But like exactly, I've been conditioned by society thinking like, you're a girl, you're not supposed to have that. I remember when I was a kid, my dad used to pull my hairs out, dude. My dad used to like rip my arm hairs. And then when I was a kid, I started shaving my arms too. It was like a joke thing. I still think about that all the time though. Dad used to mess with me because my hairs were blonde, and exactly, I have like a lot of arm hair. I do. It's all blonde and you can't really see it. Yo, if you ask me, this water is really gross now. So I think I'm going to empty it all out. I've definitely been in here soaking up the Epsom salt long enough so I can just do a different tub. So much better. Just like perfectionist. It totally would be pointless for me to actually do that, actually. Hold on. But I still have other areas to shape. Let me see that. Yeah, dude, I used to be obsessed with shaving. Like, when I was a kid, I totally did shave off my eyebrows. I shaved off my eyebrows. Yeah, I shaved my arms. Love shaving my arms. Definitely shave my legs still. I'm like, let me do like better inspection on the actual legs and get behind the leg in certain areas that you can't see right now. This ankle particularly messes with me because this is the one where I had surgery. So a lot of times I'll miss little hairs, especially to the on the surgery area. So I always like to check this spot really good because I tend to miss a lot of stuff there. Oh. Yay! Man, I can't even remember the last time that I put this much effort in exactly this experience. Once I get almost done. I know I've been saying that a couple times now, but I'm really done now. Until I have to disappear to do that last spot. Okay. I feel you. so OCD. I'm like, I don't want any of their exfoliating. You can exfoliate your legs. What do you exfoliate your legs with, dude? So that's like a thing you only do to your face. Yes! Hey, I know what I can do. I can do that. And then you can just stay right there. And then I can still do what I need to do. Haha, you can exfoliate your whole body. Yeah. What do you exfoliate with? Like baking soda or what? Sugar scrubs, primarily. Meow. Sugar scrubs. Yo, I would have trust issues what's in them. So I would want to make my own sugar scrubs. But I imagine if I did that, I imagine the sugar would, how do you say, like, wouldn't the sugar, like, evaporate type thing or dissolve in the, like, coconut oil or whatever base that you would use? Like I said, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it break down? And then if that's true, then why can't we just make our own sugar and coconut oil? Unless you heat it. Interesting, so the heat is what causes the chemical composition breakdown, not actually sitting inside the water itself. Oh, the heat will melt the sugar. I definitely thought that the sugar would break down inside of the coconut oil though. Sarah, I totally want to interview you so bad. And like, I would totally just ask you questions that like you probably already answered. Like, like exactly like we would be like, so what do you do for a living? And then we'd be like, what do you call yourself as? You know, well, what do you do when someone notices who you are and doesn't call you your stage name? I know, wouldn't that be so fun? Can you imagine? Exactly, it would be fun to actually finally, like really, like I know that you've answered those questions on the spot and you've handled them extremely well, but just exactly imagine that you could have actually exactly had some time to think about the answers and we could really like set up the questions. Woo! Oh my God. Like, did I just cut myself, dude? I don't know. Oh man. Careful there, Sparky. Boop, 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 boop. Sarah. I'm so OCD, dude. So OCD. I'm like, I need more. Naming is sacred to the higher self. That's because we pick our names to remind us who we are and why we chose to come here. We also choose our parents, so you can hate your parents all that you want, but know that you chose them to do the job that they're doing. and that they hold all the space that they do for a reason, and that it's all in co-creation. I'm so OCD. You know I'm OCD? Not really OCD. I mean, I guess just like I'm very attentive to detail. And like I will, if I'm doing a job, I will do it great because I will knock out every detail. I will. All right, almost to my standards. I'm so OCD. Flight boss in my head. I need to listen to some of his stuff again. I used to tune in every time he was live. So if anybody is like tuned into him and watching him, please let me know when he's live. All right. And I can do that. Yay. I've noticed after I shave is usually when it's like time to clean the bathtub again. It's definitely time to clean those bathtubs. And that's never a fun job either. I'm gonna empty this and then I'm putting in fresh water and then I think it's time to clean the bathtub. Which I usually tend to do without clothes and with bleach. I'll close up the whole shower and then act like you're gonna shower and then get your cleaning products. And then I go to town. And then I shower. That's just, to me, the way to do it. Look at that. Yucky. Oh, this yuckiness. One second. Getting out all of this yucky old water. I'm trying to replace it with good water while simultaneously brushing on the hair follicles. I'm not grabbing, I'm about to refill the tub, so chill. Chill! Think I'm done? I'm like, I've only been in the tub 102 minutes. No, I'm kidding. It's 90 minutes, but yeah, I am filling the tub back up. Yes! Dude, my skin feels so good. Yes. All that self-love energy. I'm like, oh no, did I miss a spot? Oh, I missed this kneecap. I hate shaving kneecaps, dude. It's scary. Okay. And this bath won't have magnesium, so I'll be able to open my eyes underwater. Wait, hold on, too hot. Too hot. Hot too. Oh. Yeah. Get some bait, Nate. I'm right here, it's okay. Alright. Yeah, that is not hot enough, so let me add a little bit more hot water. Whatcha! Shit, now it's too hot. What do I do? There's no equal medium. No. Does that mean you turn 18? Or 16? What would count as the date of entering your adulthood? 21. I was just curious. Damn, hot. I'm like, what's on my shirt? I can see it on the camera. I got something on my favorite shirt. There's some clothes that I just love so much that like exactly like I've beaten this shirt up so bad. But I love this shirt. Woo, water's too hot now. Over. Mood be like, oh my god, I just got a vision. I want a bathroom plant. I'm gonna fill the bathroom with plants. I just saw a vision of putting like a big one right there, like right by the green at my feet, by the toilet. It'd be so nice. Maybe like a palm frond. No! My feet are too slippery! I gotta get hot again. I'm too slippery from all the coconut oil. And it's totally time to repaint my nails, dude. Everything's all beat up and chewed on. It's true. Are they green? Nice. That sounds nice. I'm still releasing makeup. That water has so much stuff in it, I can see it. What? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What did I miss? Thank you. Yeah. Ah. Yay! How funny. It's saying there ain't gonna be no more rain on my shine. I'm starting my day of birth. 'Cause that's when I'll choose to only shine. To only shine. I'm pressing button. Of course I can do some front dunks. Let me like situate. Are you ready? Are you ready? Aren't forward ducks the like freaking best? Like I just love just going. It's nice to see someone else totally shares the same appreciation. Yeah. And this girl's down for the count until another live payment. It is true, I love my state of being. If it wasn't true, I wouldn't say that it is so. I am what I am. I am all that I am. I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, now why would I say I am? I have a fern. I forgot his name. I'll have to go see that man and remember the French name. I have a fern, it has a French name. I found it at the flea market for $20. It was great, but I had a request from the man which it came. He must name. I forgot the name. What a shame. I want some more. Fuck that. But I finally see true. It will always be up to me. Mood. Trina has many forms of expression, this being one of many. I call this one leg in the water, one leg out of the water. How about, they call this one, plunge rose, a crystal rock that may or may not have broken, and it's rose quartz, and still we return from which we came. I'm sorry, rose quartz. Oh, poor baby. This one's craving salt. I can feel the energy. She needs salt. If you want her, she's 25. I'm not selling her less. As a matter of fact, I might even make her 40 because she's sentimental and came from someone special. So, in other words, no. You can try, but questionable. I need to work with her a little bit more before I let her go. She's an energy of a reminder of self-love, about pressure, taking care of yourself. Notice how she like flew at me. Yeah, I haven't been doing that. And I haven't even wanted to admit that. And until I admitted that, could I be in a state where I'm actually ready to heal? But first it took me admitting defeat and saying that I'm weak and that I'm weak up against this, or that I've given this my power, or that I no longer care, or that I have no desire, no will to keep on, right? Those energies. She's that opposite reminder. She's that pressure that reminds you like, hey, you got work to do and only you can do it. You got this, or you need my help. That's what she says. It's the type of energy she carries. I'm just like, whoa, I don't need all that right now. All right, I got this. you can wait right there. I'd like to come up. Okay, this way. This counts as an asana or posture that triggers release. I'm condensing my throat right now, so it's causing a lot of tension and energy in these places. It reminds me of the weight that's on my shoulders, and most of all the weights that aren't mine and that I've chosen to carry. And it reminds me, energy, how I cannot carry this, how it is not mine. I choose to take a chin up and switch it back to the other side. I feel a drainage from my ear. I also hear pulsing from this side as it recalibrates. I'm so uncomfortable. Am I allowed to move? Sana says, no. You must feel this uncomfortable stage and be one with what you're feeling instead of deny what you're feeling and making what you feel go away, instead of dealing it and becoming strong through dealing with these experiences. And some of you have become so strong in dealing with these experiences, you no longer know when you're even in the experience that is experiencing right now. Here we go. Rotation. This has definitely been a blockage for me. I wish it would let me just keep you there. Thomas, I would love to discuss with you my virus. My virus actually lives inside what's called the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve has to do with anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, inability to do things, deprivation of will. Vagus nerve has a lot to do with a lot of things. The endocrine system. This information has been depressed and suppressed for so long. I encourage you to study the vagus nerve, VAGUS. And then my disease actually attacks or attaches to or is part of a protein called ICP47. How funny is that? Insane Clown Posse, ICP47. And I'm learning how to stop the virus from procreating itself. And honestly, a huge way is by controlling the nervous system so I'm not stressed, but also, most of all, through alkalinity of the blood. So, yeah, as much as that shitty apple cider vinegar tastes, my body's saying thank you with no ulcers and painful wounds or embarrassing wounds or whatever, right? That makes me not want to be here. It comes in different stages, and a lot of it comes from all of it comes from me, and it's something that my higher self created. There's nothing wrong with my dis-ease, okay? I mean, there is, and I'm healing it, okay? But it's my dis-ease, so I'd appreciate if there wasn't hate and shame or like feel sorry for type energy directed at me. You know, it's mine. I take responsibility for it. Like, again, for me, it was a blessing, even though it sucks. And yeah, it keeps people away from me, but that's okay, because that just shows the people who are really meant to be there for me, you know, and that alone was a really hard responsibility to take. And like, I'm thankful. I'm just so thankful, you know. I keep like wanting beverages, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get up and bring beverage in here. And then instead of making it a juice I don't really like, I could bring one juice that I really love, or that I could just add more of my favorite juice to the juice that I don't like, which would make it more enjoyable, which I think I might do. Let me drip dry a little bit so I don't soak the house too much. It's mainly my bottoms and my shirt. Sounds like we're almost done drip drying. Okay. I need a bevy before I faint. I actually might just lay on the kitchen floor, to be honest, because it's just one of those days. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. Alright, hold on. Yeah, you're going in my refrigerator. Deal with it. I'm pouring more pineapple juice in the ugly juice that I don't like. But the pineapple juice is new, and I'm weak, and I can't. There we go. Got it. I win. I'm pouring more pineapple juice inside my juice, so it makes it my favorite juice. Fill it to the top. Okay. I'm trying to pick this up without smelling it. Oh yeah. Woo! This is like all the energies that I've been processing. I'm contemplating adding more, because I really, really do love the pineapple. Maybe I'll just drink more of this and I'll make a new batch. There's like carrot juice in there and stuff, man. Exactly. Ugh. Okay, let's go back in the tub. This time I'm bringing the juice so we don't get in and out anymore. Woo! Woo! I like juice mustaches. Yay! I feel so much better. I can feel my energy like instantly increase just by drinking just some of that organic juice. To be honest, like the sugar just gives you just such a zing, and it's like natural good sugars, you could say. So it's like, oh yeah, my body knows exactly how to process those things. I love my measuring cup. I use it for my salt. And yeah, to pour water on myself. I like that a lot. It's more fun when someone else is using the cup to pour water on you, though. My Ruby. I think I like you. Seems like there's like tourmaline in there. I got this for a steal. I'm like, it's all mine. You go. All right. Let me read some of these comments. Get back in the now instead of just my now. So you have to recognize that rose also means rise. And rose would be of past tense, meaning in the life before. You understand? And it's something to do of the cross. And that's why you have such negative connotation with all those essences. And that you have done so many personal sacrifices, because in this life, like, it's you making sacrifices through your experiences and your sufferings. Like, that's the reading that I get off the name, you know what I mean? That's just the way that I had interpreted it so far. Yes, the red jasper heart is very sentimental, and from Flossie's. Yes. It has to do with sexual abuse and healing the roots. I definitely need to work more with this girl. I'll put her there as a reminder. Always 2 flowers. I have right now 3 snake plants and 1 bamboo. So, need to tighten up. But rose, yeah, that could work. Yes, I interpret all those things. Also know that it's yours. You know what I mean? Like, that's part of the most beautiful part of the journey, is that it's yours and yours to figure out and interpret. That's also very sentimental. Good day, Joker. I'm doing well. How about you? How about you? Stain comes to life. Everyone learns to play the hand they're dealt and learns to walk through life themselves. Not everything is handed on a plate. When people think your words are true, it doesn't matter what you do. I sold my soul to get here. How about you? I love Stained. I love Aaron Lewis. Everyone plays the hand they're dealt and learn to walk through life themselves. Not everything in life is handed on a plate. When people think your words are true, it doesn't matter what you do. I sold my soul to get here. How about you? Right on. Yeah, man. Believe it or not, some of the plants are actually releasing carbon monoxide when you sleep. So it makes it difficult for people to sleep at night if you have too many plants in the house, because only select plants actually release oxygen at night. Some of them only release carbon dioxide or whatever. Aww. Hey, Mama Ocean. Mama Ocean. I love when you call me Mama Ocean. I'll be your Mama Ocean forever and ever. As long as you'll be my baby wave. I'm being nerdy. You make that nerdy part of me come out exactly. I'm feeling all those energies of back in the day when like honestly I used to hate musicals, and then the truth came out that I actually really have a secret love for musicals, and therefore like it made me like want to break out in song in every single experience. George is like looking out the front door like, man, I wish I could go outside. I can see him. George! 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 Yeah, kitty, 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 kitty. Come here. George! My love. George! George! Speak! Talk at me. George! What's going on, George? George! 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 George is like, nah, not in the mood, Ma. George! George! He's like, oh. George. What I should do? Here. Look at him. George. It's his facial expression, dude. George. 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 He's like, I'm ignoring you. I'm like, I'll hang out with you, fine. It's a crazy lady. George. I can get it to just hang out right there. I'm such a dork. Hold on. Let us read this commentary. Props to you if the thing on my head doesn't irritate you. $13. Sarah, you should totally get back to singing. You should totally. Ah, Joker. Thank you, Joker. Yes. You're not the only one who feels such a way. Like, there's certain people that just, like, exactly, I guess I expressed for you your love for the water. And it's just so natural to me. So it makes me want to create more of those videos for you. So I might film some videos this weekend if the weather allows, you know? I'm like, what's going on with my hair doing this lately? Like, all those baby hairs. Brand new baby hair, so gold. So white. It's beautiful. It's interesting that my roots are producing in such a way. Yes, breathing technique is everything. Everything. I can't believe you pointed that out, how breathing is a key point in exercising your vocals. Wow. Oh, wow. Duh. Wow. It's intense. Thank you, Joker, for caring about my overall well-being. Thank you. That still like doesn't stop me from having this sense of urgency and desire to be producing such things, you know? And I have some places that I could go. So I need to keep that in mind while I still have the codes. I should check and make sure that I still have the codes, because I'm not certain that I do. But I'm pretty sure that that can change. I'm getting visions of a pool that I could go crash, but again, I have to figure out the code. And I think I have a friend that'll give me the code, so let's look into that. Sarah, honestly, you've given me too much. I'm done. I'm done with you. I can't learn any more from you today, little girl. My mind is blown. Jesus. Yes, I have played in the 13-foot deep pool. And there's one at Flagler that I love to crash, but the students might not be back yet. If the students are back, I will totally crash the pool and make videos there. But that's what I need to do first, is I need to hang out at the college campus, make friends with girls that like going to the pool, and then make friends with them so I don't get in trouble being in the pool with them. Okay, so mass agenda. Find people going to Flagler. It's an amazing pool. It's so deep. Oh, it's my favorite. It's my favorite pool. Yeah. There's no girls gonna be there at the pool now. It's all freaking cold. St. Augustine is freezing right now. But yeah, it'd be nice. Oh, they also close up the pool. You guys know that? I'm like, y'all believe that shit? The pool literally gets locked up. Like, they don't want nobody in the pool that time. So I have to look into that. But yeah, as soon as it's available, as long as I'm in St. Augustine, I'll make sure to incorporate that into my path in my travels, because I skateboard past it all the time. So I'm glad that you said that. Yo, this bra is getting itchy, y'all. Yeah, baby. Which I was forced to put on in order to get inside the bathtub. So I felt obligated due to being a girl. Underwater exhale videos. It's interesting that you point that out, dude, because I recently started these breathing techniques, and yeah, dude, that would just change everything. Especially if, like, the friend that would give me the code to the gate to do the pool, like, he could record me underwater too, because he's good in the water. So I could probably get him to film some of my techniques of me slowly exhaling, you know, as long as I can. And another one that I like doing is, like, release a little, hold, and then release a little. When the pressure gets too intense, then hold, and then know that the pressure gets more and more intense, and so you got, yeah, exactly. So it can be dangerous. So I'm definitely gonna need, a spotter. You know what I mean? I'm getting tired of holding the phone, and like, not many people are paying me to be here right now, and that's not necessarily the reason why I'm here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to move on unless someone gives me a reason to stay, type thing. Yes. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, I feel you. Yes, you're so sweet. Thank you. Yes, please feel free to use my content as you desire, and feel free to make your presence known when you return. You know, I consider you to be a very important member of what I would call my community, the people that I surround myself with, because you're really good at putting people in check, and like also like exactly really challenging people on their ideas. So I do feel like exactly you're an extension of me. Are you saying you're excited to see a video of Sarah doing those things? Eating and showering. How funny is it that that's how simple human's mind is? I just want to watch him eat and shower. That's all. That's all we want to do. Like, we love our other halves. I know, isn't that funny? She's cute when she eats. You know, when you're really in love with somebody when you like to watch them eat, and right, and like you just want to enamour over them in the shower and be like, hee hee. Right? It's so funny how simple creatures we are. Oh, well, maybe that's just the way that I wanted you to talk about. What are you talking about then, Joker? Maybe that was just my thoughts. And I'm projecting them as yours. What? Yeah, look at the ghost, the unseen, the power of the unseen, the energy, the ghost of the unseen. Yo, you wanna know what's in my head lately? That really has no reason for sharing with you, but it's been, maybe you've seen it. There's this cheesy video of a dog, and it's a wiener dog, and the wiener dog is in an airplane, and it goes bow, 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 bow. And there's like this interpretation dialogue, bow, 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 interpreting everything that he's saying. You know, it's a pretty ridiculous video for sure, but it's definitely like in my mind, messing with my head, and I don't know why. It actually reminds me a lot of that gecko thing of lead me to the walkway, not my chair, not my problem. It has very energy like that, and it makes me wonder, like, why exactly, why was that shown to me? Let me click on the live chat and see your commentary. Ah, yes, yes, yes. I have a lot of beautiful plans for my underwater creations, so if you do mainly find yourself tuned into my channel for exclusively those creations, then I do encourage you to stay subscribed and stay tuned, because exactly I have a lot of things planned for my underwater skill and where I'd like to take myself and the channel, and exactly my dynamic and static apnea, aka breathing, breath hold trainings. But exactly, I need people like you around, dude. Like, I need people to encourage me, or people that push me and be like, hey, when's your next training session? Or like, exactly, have you increased your breath hold at all? Because I've been stuck at 3 minutes for years. That's my maximum hold I've ever been able to do. And I know I could do longer. And honestly, that wasn't an even underwater hold, and I would love to capture on video my hold. I think Melissa's is like 8 minutes or something like that. I would love to find out Mermaid Melissa's longest hold. I know there's a video of it. Just straight. Some of them I know are edited and put together, but I know there's some of them that were actually created by people who paid her for custom underwater breath hold fetish videos. So I would love to know more. I really would. I'm just interested in this information. I'm so tired, can you tell? I'm tired. I'm thirsty. Ow, my teeth. Why would that hurt my teeth? Thomas, do you remember Trina's birthday? 26th of February. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'll be turning 27. And YouTube has been very good to me for being a portal of a way for me to share, you know, and receive. You know, there's other ways that you can send too, but it's cool. It's so cool that this is an option. Even if they take a cut, it's okay. You know, it just helps so much. It really does. And exactly, like when you donate publicly, like other people donate publicly too, and it shows like, oh, I can help too. Or exactly, they don't feel so like stingy with their money, or feel like, you know, I have enough type energy. You know, people assume so much all the time. It's really sad. But also it's kind of sad that, like, you know, we can't just admit, be like, hey, I need help, or like whatever problem we're having. It's hard. It's embarrassing. You're right, Joker. Yeah, I know you're right. I'm gonna try not to hurt myself, and safety does come first. Thomas, You're so impressive. You really are. You're such an intrinsic person. You have super Arcturian energy. So if you're listening now, please Google that in your free time. It's Arcturian. If someone wants to write that in the comments, that helps too. Arcturian. He also has superior Palladian energy. So I don't know if on your mom's side of the family, if that's where you get the Palladian, where like you're kind of like a guardian angel to all of mankind. Palladians are Pleadian, I believe. Palladian. This is all starseed information. This is why you know, you felt the energy about going home, and that's why your crystals are working with you so much, and I encourage you to keep programming them and keep learning from them and playing with them. Seriously, and honestly, I would love to send you some new ones. So I'm also going to be offering that too, but try to wait until I do the Etsy thing. Okay? I'm getting visions too, you know, like if people can't pay through Etsy, I can tell them to pay through other ways too, and then maybe Etsy won't take so much of a cut, or I don't know, I'm gonna have to learn how to figure out how to do these things. But like I'm thinking like this is what I want to offer. I want to offer like toolkits. Like let's say you want to spend $100 on yourself, right? But you don't know how to spend it. So you're gonna give me the $100, and part of that's going to pay for my service, and then the rest of the money is going to use to like buy you stuff. And yeah, some stuff may come from my personal collection, because sometimes my intuition tells me to gather certain pieces, and then like I'll learn and I know who they're for later on. And then that's nice because I get to have them for a little bit, and then yeah, exactly, if you ever decide you don't want the crystal, like I could always buy it back and stuff like that. So that's always nice. But yeah, Thomas needs a toolkit put together. Thomas, I'm getting visions for you. I need to put together some Palo Santos. I'm being guided to gather you some sand from the St. Augustine beach. They're telling me now to grab a seashell from there. And then I can even, when I go to Miami, I'll gather you some coral. Coral is supposedly, like in the spirit world, it's petrified mermaid's menstrual blood. There's a lot of jokes about that. You can look that up. It's really kind of funny. So yeah, I definitely want to incorporate a piece of coral. And I hear obsidian. Obsidian is also known as the Pashi's tear, is another form of obsidian. So I'll have to figure out what I'm doing. Maybe an obsidian arrowhead would be best for you. I don't know. I'm really going to have to work on that whenever you're ready. I would love to put together something for you and mail it to you. And you know, we're really good at working all those things out. I'm being shown other things, dude. Like I'm working on making art too. So maybe I'll make you a piece of art. Like, I'm not really into the Bible, but there's a line in the Bible that says, "In all you're getting, get understanding." I always loved that. I was like, oh shit, that's good. Yeah, definitely want to put together a toolkit for Thomas. Definitely. Thank you, Paul Munns, for loving my swimming videos. I love swimming. I love being in the water. If I could be in the water all the time, I would. Hence why I'm like always in the bath here. Because yeah, I love water. It's where I'm from. Atlantis, Lemuria. I'm a breathe underwater being. In this life, unfortunately not. Once I left my mother's womb, there was no more of that joy. I'm a nerd. Word. I like playing with the water. I'm so grateful this is my off day. Like, no OnlyFans? Yes. So thank you, those of you who have been members on there, you know. Like, it's a place for me to express myself. Although, yeah, it's not where my heart and soul is at right now. But, yeah. So it's an equal energy exchange, man. You can have access to a lot of my old content, all of my old videos. There's tons of great scuba videos. If you are into scuba, oh my god, I got some bomb scuba videos. To the point they're so bomb, I'm literally thinking about releasing them on a public scale because I'm just like so fed up. I'm so fed up. I'm so fed up. I don't know how else to say it. I'm fried. I'm so fried. and that's just like what's gotten me to where I'm at now. And then like I've just learned so much, and just exactly there comes a point where you just like don't care, but you're just yourself. And it can really be a beautiful thing if you can even surrender and figure out who that is. I'm like loving playing with this strand here. My Chelsea. I'm getting visions of playing with the hair in different forms of expression without having to shave my head. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, right? I feel you. Let's tap in a little bit further. I thought about on my website putting up the opportunity for people to hire me if they're interested in swimming with me. And that will not include travel, it'll just include a book session. And it may vary exactly if you're going to come to me or if I'll go there. Interesting. I'm getting many, many, many visions of different things that I can do. And honestly, I've just been hitting this wall. Like, how am I going to make it? like financially and like just emotionally, and just exactly like how am I going to make it? I'm going to keep going. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I noticed that I don't necessarily like fit in like places where other people make themselves fit in, and it's just not of my story. So I'm writing my own story. And I'm so thankful for those of you who have like seen my value and like pay me for my time and my energy and just see my worth, even in times where I don't see it. And like that space that you hold for me to grow and to step into my own power is just more valuable than any money that I'll make my entire existence. Because like that's like money was made up, you know? It's not really what matters, though. Unfortunately, it is a system that is kind of created right now that we need in order to have shelter and to eat, which therefore kind of covers safety. And like once it's ingrained in our safety, you know, it literally can get you to like kill yourself or really mess up our heads when we feel like we're without. And I've certainly drove myself insane feeling like I've been going without because my income is strictly if come, and I never know how much I'm going to make or if I'm going to make, you know, X amount. And sometimes that can be exciting, you know? So maybe I should create more, something just came to mind of an option is what if I created packages for the year or something like that. That way I would have some guaranteed income type thing. Like people pay this amount of money every month and then they get a reading every month or something like that. I'm sure I could come up with something like that. I'm definitely going to have to work on that. Maybe make a GoFundMe. I'm not sure. I have no idea how I can be received, to be honest, in order to be receiving what I feel is needed for my exponential growth. Like I certainly, I would love to open up a business is the fantasy, exactly, like to open up a healing center. However, like there's so much that goes into that I'm completely uneducated about. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Like exactly like all the trickery, the insurance, the security of the building and the appropriate location, and then staff and taxes and all the other stuff that goes into having it. Like I'm not sure of any of it at all. And really I could only learn by experience. So it seems like that's where it goes, and then it starts with having the tools that I need and then picking a location, and that's kind of things that are definitely more like six years down the road, to be honest. And right now I'm kind of just like getting my head straight and my emotions straight, and I'm like resurfacing a lot of things that were ingrained into my childhood that are kind of like forcing me to look at things through the lenses of my past experiences instead of fully seeing everything with child eyes, you know? That pressure has been a lot. I'm like, that calls for a breath hold. Let's do one. Oh, I can feel the water sipping into my eye. I could cheat. I'm gonna cheat. I'm cheating. This is how you cheat. No worries. You're good. At this point, I'm just like doing my own personal healing. Some water therapy. Some pressure. You're not required to stay present for my own personal journey and my own personal stuff. Literally lasted a minute. Just 1 minute. But still a lot of pressure. Mask based. Yep. Just a few seconds extra, dude. I was keeping pretty good track. Aww, Thomas. Thank you so much for seeing the light that I have given the planet. I do have so much love and so much invested in this universe. There's no denying that. You make me want to do more for you as well. I'm so moved. And frankly, I feel like I can't do anything. If you, like, something that comes to mind is for you to see the movie Lady in the Water. And that's something that comes to mind. I don't know why they want you to see that. Or why it's being pushed. Maybe because the opening story of it. And like the love that you give, they feel like seeds. seeds of you like planting these things. Yes, so you're saying you want another reading soon? I can do that. Yeah, Thomas is bomb. I've known Thomas for so long and what feels like many lifetimes. I would love to do a relationship reading for me and Thomas's relation together. The readings that I do allows me to see up to 5 connections that you have with a person. So it can tell you if you have past love life, if you're lovers in a past life. So like, yes, that can happen between 2 friends. So don't be so crazy about that. You know, and yes, everybody, I can see and read the comments. I never did ask why he calls himself DKK. I don't get it. Yeah, Thomas is mad good people. Thomas, I'm apologetic, but all I can think about is shadow work and chastity. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. That's all I can think about. And like, I definitely would love to talk about those things too, and especially to have a conversation with you more intimately about those things. Love, 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 love. Yes. Always these high vibrational words. They bring you higher places. So when you're sad, 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 to say love, love, love. I feel you, girl. Enjoy. I am probably going to head out soon. I didn't know Thomas was still here. Thomas is like a master at being a witness and then being like a silent presence. But he like absorbs so much that like, yeah, when he takes action, like he like, you like he's that bull in the china shop. He shows you what's up. You know what I mean? That's really impressive. Fascinating. It's so powerful. It's really powerful. My intuition is going off like crazy. I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to do. I have like a list of things that I'm supposed to do for myself. But all this energy that I feel, like exactly, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else. Like my intuition has me like turning me into Thomas and telling Thomas he needs to like go outside and like play with flowers. Like I would take like what's coming to mind is go to your parents' old house and take clippings from all of the plants, especially your favorite plants that you remember from childhood. You can take clippings from these and replant them and like bring that energy of that house everywhere you go. And like, yeah, you can reproduce this plant for generations. Something's telling me to tell you go get involved in the garden. I'm seeing a town, like you're supposed to go to town. And then like wherever you're going, like I smell like honestly like sugar cookies. Like some kind of scent that's just like, oh wow. It's like all the kids, exactly like how you can't walk faster without feeling like a kid again. Like some type of energy like there. Like I see like you're meant to go in there and like it triggers you, like exactly like it moves you. It does something that like really like fixes your head on it. And like you're taken back by it. It's something big. And like it's something that symbolizes you getting in touch with your purpose. And it could be a bookshelf or I'm struggling to understand because it's not mine. And I don't know why the scent was so important either. So you're going to have to figure those things out. And it has to do with child stuff, and then it has to do with you fulfilling your purpose and your loose ends that you have to tie up. And there's weird energies going on with the house. Like I've told you that before. Like I can't tell if the house is supposed to be yours or if that's what it's going to take for you to have like this wake-up call or something like that. Something's going on. And exactly, it's about your parents crossing over and like all these different energies. All I can tell you is that the time period that is 3 months after your birthday and 3 months before your birthday, like these are some serious times of the universe basically, or for the self, of re-identifying why you're here and what you're here to do. I don't mean to freak you out, and I apologize to everyone else for being so impersonal to you. Well, I just had to get that off my chest, the truth that's stepping through. I encourage you to also get flowers. I'm being told to guide that. Like if you have to also go to this, interesting, if you have to go to a plant store even to pick up some like flowers, tulips, you know, pink. I'm seeing pink and white. Pink and white is the colors that I'm seeing. A little bit of yellow would be good. Flowers can heal the emotional body just having them in the presence of you. And you're going to want to change the water every day. You want to change the water every day because it gives them all fresh oxygen and the plants will live longer if you give the flowers the fresh oxygen. For Thomas, I'm also being shown some other tools that I should probably incorporate into you, which includes honestly like a rabbit skin or like exactly like that type of energy of like magical ingredients type thing. I'm gonna have to put together a gift for you, Thomas. I already see it, and like you're gonna help me build it. I'll do the work. Some of it will be items that I add to the wish list, and then exactly that I'm gonna want to like bless and put the intention and clear and do Palo Santos and stuff like that. I should get you a Penelope. I should get a couple Penelopes. Anyone that knows who Penelope is. There's something going on with colors in Thomas's hand. Like reminding him of the ability that he has to do with his hands, and like also like it represents his physical body, what he's supposed to create. And like he's limiting himself in the way that he's thinking that he can't create in certain ways when he can. I can't tell you anything else than that. That's so intense, Thomas. That's so funny. Yeah, I'm tuning into that stuff. I'm really glad that you bought an actual plant, so it'll keep giving back to you. There's actually an old Native American tradition that if you name an orchid after someone that you love, and if you treat it good, every time there's a new flower, something good will be happening in that person's life. But you have to be careful, because if you name it after someone you love and then you treat it bad and it dies and stuff, think about it, it's the other negative energy the other way too. My intuition is telling me to tell you to put some rose quartz like in her roots, like near her roots, and yes, or some crystals. Putting your crystals with her would be good, and then exactly holding your crystals and knowing what they are and what intention they hold. There's a lot of stuff like that. I don't know if I gave you a garnet. It's a red crystal that would help you ground right now. You need help grounding, and you need to see the video called The Science of Grounding, Thomas. The Science of Grounding video shows like, I don't know how to say it, but it's like the science behind you. And I know that you live in a colder place, so it'll be harder for you to do this, but it's still just as important. And exactly, you might want to work on trying to find ways where you can, I'll be honest, I want to be like leave the country, but not permanently, but you do need to meditate and figure out what you really choose. I sense a lot of depressive energy, and it's because you're not being your full divinity. I know that you're on, this is like kind of public and stuff like that, but I love you, and if I didn't love you, I wouldn't say nothing, right? I'd just let you suffer. There would be no oppression. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to sniff it out. What does it have to do with flowers? I'm like trying to sniff it out. It feels like something that's like almost like a psychological imprint that came from a girl who is badly abused and might have been like really mean, or like, I don't know, like something happened. I can't figure it out. But it feels like you thanked her for it. Does that make sense? Like you're like taken back, like, whoa. It's hard to explain. Exactly. You need to, Thomas, I encourage you to listen to the Right Use of Will book that I read out loud before this video. That's all I can tell you. I know that you struggle to comprehend English, and you might have to play it a couple times. I'm doubting myself and rejecting the self, so I'm getting a headache. This is just all the data is coming through. This is all you doing shadow work and working with your inner kid. And that's why the root chakra is so important for you now. And that's why I encourage you to, I see you working in dirt. You're meant to stick your hands in the dirt and pull up some of those plants from the house. And exactly, you might have to do it secretly because your parents are going to be like, WTF. But you need to carry on that energy. And I know that there's plants and fruit that I know I can feel the energy. I definitely encourage you to pull shoots. You do. I know you do. Thomas. Oh, you want to know what else you're really good at? Is you're an excellent poet. Oh boy, I have never had someone send me better Amazon gift notes than you. And oh, what I liked about them most is how they made me stop for a minute, think, breathe, and process the data. Like there's certain notes that like exactly that are egotistical, like you're so beautiful, enjoy this gift. Right? But like exactly like a lot of your things are like, oh damn, like I'm gonna have to think about that for a minute. And I just like that. I just always like that. And like a lot of times they are filled with like a romantic poetic nature. That's just like that definitely leaves you contemplative and like feeling like, oh wow, he really likes and appreciates me. But it's but then like if you have self-hatred and self-rejection like me, exactly, you'd be like it's like like another form of energy too, exactly, because you're like, I don't even feel that way about me. I feel you. Thomas made me laugh. I feel you guys. Noah has some, like, you've been through a lot of dark stuff, Noah. And you got a lot of stuff you're holding on to. You would also benefit from reading or listening to what I read out loud today from that book. You would. That's all I can say. And I'll let you know that a lot of those belief systems is what creates the broke situation. That's what they're showing me. And like, again, like you would rather be broke than exactly. It's hard to explain, but I know you feel me. So that's all I'm going to do is just hold the space. And you can be angry and hate me and be upset and harden your heart all that you want. But if you want to change that, listen to that video. And like, again, what do I get if you listen to the video? Like, what do I care? It's another view. Who cares? It's one up. Like, it doesn't matter. Okay? But the storyline is just so good. And exactly, you might cry. And exactly, all these emotions. I know I did. So I encourage that. I do. I love you guys. I like just straight up, I can't really process everybody's stuff right now. I'm kind of in the process of dealing with my own stuff. I desperately need to go grocery shopping. I'm taking the weekend for myself to recalibrate, you can say. Especially since I've been dealing with all this depression, all this stuff. I actually, Thomas, if you're still here, I did go live and I filmed all about that. Like Muladhara energy, all the root. I don't even know what I called it, but I have red lipstick on in the video. And I know I did a couple of videos like that, and it was yesterday, I'm pretty sure it's the first one I did. I don't know. But that one has a lot of talk that I was talking about of some things that I had to get off my chest. And this video and the video before, exactly, like, this is just a process, and not everyone's going to be able to keep up with the whole process. And if you can, more power to you, you know. But I'm kind of just going through a lot right now, and I'm thankful for those of you who have been capable of, frankly, carrying my weight and helping me continue when I can't. It's not easy to ever admit defeat or to lay in those positions of defeat. But thank you so much for being my strength and my courage, and letting me help you too. You know, because all healing is self-healing. So when I help you with your issues, it helps me deal with my issues, because what I see in you is also in me. You know? So we're in it together. You're never alone. If we're all alone, we're all together in that too, okay? I love you. Take care of yourself. You can choose to subscribe. You can choose to get notifications every time I post. You can set up all of that if you choose on all of my interfaces. I will be coming back. Please do look at my videos in the past, especially the new ones of me in the car channeling information to you. There's so much. There's so much you need to catch up on. I'm going to attempt to not upload any new videos so that you can use this time to catch up. This live stream, you know, I guess in some levels you can say it's not necessarily super important. It was mainly for being in the present with those who are here now, or maybe it's more important than I could ever understand. Either way, thank you for the time. I'm glad to be alive. If you wish to continue with me, I am available for private sessions. If you would like to schedule with me, you can email me. My email is wewanttrina@aol.com. There's 2 T's there. If you don't know how to spell that, I do encourage you to check the link of any of my videos because they all have my website. I push my website. It's myurls.com/Trina Mason. It has my link of all links. It has all the different ways that I've allowed myself to be paid, ways that you can spend and that you can send, and ways that you can like help out or do whatever you want to do if you choose to be like a co-creator in my life. If you find any reason to build with me or be with me or any of that energy, thank you. Sometimes it's not always easy for me to receive or to ask to be receiving what I need. I guess there's like some humility in being in those weak positions, you know, and sometimes I don't even know where I'm at too, you know, like sometimes I can be so injured and be like, I'm fine, but like I don't know how unfine I am. So thank you for those of you who see where I'm at, and like even those who are like harsh to me, because you make me stronger even in times where I think I'm weak, if that makes sense. There's like a lot of different things going on. I don't know, I could mention the Amazon wish list. I am using that to kind of put on some items that I want, but I refuse to buy for myself. So if anyone wants to do something nice for me, any item on there will do. It's silly stuff right now, to be honest. Exactly. There's like a lunchbox on there, like something simple, you know, so I can purposely choose one vessel to make messes of food in because I always put it in other bags and make messes. So I decided if I maybe just get a cooler, put it in there so if it spills it's okay. That's just one cheesy example, you know what I'm saying? Like exactly, I probably don't need that. I could probably commit another bag or just use plastic bags, or I don't know. I'm just creating all these experiences, and exactly, I like sharing and caring and creating and all this good stuff. I love you. Take care of yourself. Bye.